It happened every night. I'd pass by my mom's bedroom in the middle of the night. The door just slightly open, the light off, but I could still hear it. The sound of the blanket shifting, the creak of the mattress dipping then rising. Her breath, soft, gentle, but tired. There were no cries of pain, no sudden gasps, just the familiar sound of her turning. Again and again. At first, I thought she was just restless. Maybe the room was too warm. Maybe the bed wasn't quite right. But then I started watching the clock. 1:25 a.m., then again at 3:40. Just before dawn, another shuffle, like clockwork. Mom doesn't sleep too little. She gets 7, maybe 8 hours. But not once, not in years, has she had a full, unbroken night of sleep. She still wakes up early, still pours her tea, still makes breakfast like she always has. But now, her hand grips the edge of the table when she stands. Her eyes carry a little more fatigue than the day before. I didn't ask, I didn't comment, I just watched. And quietly wondered, when did sleep become a battle for her? When did simply staying still through the night become so hard? It's not just age, not just worry. Her body doesn't feel anchored. No pillow behind her back, no soft weight to remind her. She's safe, supported, held. And I began to ask myself, could it be that just one small pillow placed in the right spot could be the difference between tossing all night and finally sleeping through till morning? For years, my mother preferred to sleep on her side. She'd say, it's easier to breathe this way, warmer too, and I believed her. It sounded normal, comfortable. There was never a reason to question it. But there was one small detail that no one ever noticed. She never had anything behind her, no cushion, no folded blanket, no pillow to offer support. Every night, her body rested on a flat, open space. And when there's nothing holding you in place, your body starts shifting. Not by choice, but instinctively. I shared this with a friend of mine. She's a physical therapist. She didn't seem surprised. She simply said older adults are incredibly sensitive to feeling unstable. When they sleep on their side without something behind the back or under the hip, the brain senses imbalance and reflexively tries to correct it. That's why they shift positions, toss, partially wake up, but the more they move, the shallower their sleep becomes. And the lighter the sleep, the more alert the brain stays. It's like trying to sleep on a small boat, out on a lake. Every little tilt, and your body reaches out to find balance. You never truly rest. For seniors, that effect is even more delicate. Just one missing pillow behind the back can keep the nervous system on constant guard, like the body is waiting for a fall that never comes. And here's the hard part. The consequences don't show up right away. They build slowly. First, it's waking up in the middle of the night with no clear reason. Then it's not being able to stay asleep more than 2 or 3 hours at a time. And after that, the mornings begin with something harder to name. Not pain, but something off. I slept last night, but I don't feel rested. A dull tension in the forehead, a foggy sense of thought, short-term memory just a little slower, like trying to tune in to a fuzzy radio station. No one suspects that a harmless habit, like sleeping on your side without support, could quietly be unraveling restful sleep. And the scariest part, no one notices. Because she still sleeps through the night, she doesn't complain. She gets up, moves around, makes her tea. But her sleep, it's not deep, it's not healing, it's not whole. And that's when I realized, maybe, all this time she was just missing one simple thing. One pillow and a whole night of rest was slipping quietly away because of it. I didn't say anything to Mom right away. no suggestions, no questions. I just began observing. Each night before going to bed myself, I'd quietly pass by her room. The lamp always dim, a soft glow spilling across the blanket. She'd already be lying on her side blanket, tucked eyes closed. Still, at least at first, but then she'd shift, turn to her back, then back to her side, stretch her legs, curl them up, then shift again. It happened night after night. Her body moved like it was looking for something, some anchor. But it never found it. There was nothing behind her back, nothing under her hip, no support, no stillness, so I started counting. The first night, 5 full turns, the second 4, plus a long, sharp stretch. The third night, a strong exhale between movements. Like her body was trying to restart sleep from the beginning. That's when it hit me. She wasn't really sleeping. She was lying in bed for hours, but the rest only came in short, scattered pieces, like someone trying to sew a quilt with nothing but scraps. No thread, no fabric long enough to hold. I didn't want to pressure her to change anything. I know how strong habits can be, especially when you've lived with them for a lifetime. So instead, I started gently. One night while she brushed her teeth, I placed a small pillow behind her back, right where she usually leaned. Nothing big, just enough to say, "I've got you." The next morning, she didn't mention it, but I noticed something else. She didn't reach for her lower back. What? She didn't rub her calves, and she didn't let out that soft morning ugh I'd grown so used to hearing. So the next night, I added a little more, a folded towel beneath her waist, just enough to gently lift her hip, nothing more. That morning, while pouring her tea, she turned to me with a curious smile and said, "I think I've been tossing and turning less lately. I don't know what it is. But I feel like someone's gently holding me all night." I smiled. I didn't explain, because her body had noticed before her mind even caught up. A few nights later, I added one more thing, a small body pillow, something she could hug or rest her leg over, and a soft cushion tucked beneath her hip. Again, nothing dramatic, just tiny, warm reminders that she was supported. That night, I heard nothing. No sighs, no creaking mattress, no rustle of sheets, just silence. That rare, full kind of quiet I hadn't heard in years. And the next morning, Mom said something I'll never forget. She sat at the table, tea in hand, and said, "Sweetheart, it felt like someone was holding me in their arms all night. I didn't feel like I needed to move. I didn't even think about it. I just slept straight through. That was it. That's all I needed to hear. Because I knew. Sometimes it doesn't take a new mattress, or medicine, or even words. Sometimes it just takes one well-placed pillow, a little weight behind the back, a folded towel beneath the hip, a soft presence that says, 'You're safe. You can rest. You don't have to keep shifting to find comfort anymore.' Some changes don't need grand gestures. They slip in quietly, softly, and let the body feel their difference. We didn't buy a new bed. We didn't change her mattress. We didn't call a doctor. We just added one more pillow. It turns out deep restorative sleep doesn't come from thick mattresses or heavy blankets. It comes from something simpler, something easy to overlook. The feeling of being held. A geriatric neurologist once said, "When older adults feel properly supported, their brains stop scanning for danger and finally allow them to fall into deeper, uninterrupted sleep." Because even when we sleep, the brain stays half alert, especially as we age. If you sleep on your side and there's nothing behind your back, your body never fully lets go. It keeps wondering, am I safe like this? So you shift, then shift again, not because you're uncomfortable, but because your brain won't let you fall all the way into rest. So how do you help the brain feel safe? How do you whisper to the body that it's okay to let go? You use balance pillows, small, intentional, supportive. For side sleepers, 1. A soft pillow behind the back. Not too thick, not stiff, just enough to press gently into the lower spine. That subtle contact sends a quiet signal to the brain you're supported. You won't fall. 2. A pillow or cushion to hug. When the arms hold something, the chest softens, the shoulders stop bracing, the body sighs. 3. A pillow between the knees. It keeps the hips aligned. It prevents the spine from twisting, and it helps the legs feel grounded, like they don't have to keep repositioning themselves. For back sleepers, 1. Pillows along both sides of the hips. Just gently cradling, giving a subtle nested feeling. It reduces the need to roll over. 2. A head pillow with moderate height. High enough to align the neck, but soft enough not to push the chin downward. 3. A small cushion under the knees. It relieves pressure from the lower back. It helps the legs relax completely into the mattress. When we applied this for my mother, something shifted. She started sleeping 5, sometimes 6 hours, without waking once. No more rustling of the blanket. No more strong exhales in the dark. Just calm, steady breathing. Like her body had finally whispered, "I'm safe now. I can rest." The expert later explained proper pillow support can reduce nighttime awakenings by up to 40% for people over 70. And the length of deep sleep, the stage when memory forms and the immune system repairs, can almost double. Every morning I'd see her walk out to the porch with more ease. She didn't ask what I had done. She didn't question the extra pillows. But one evening, she looked at me and said, "That little body pillow, it feels like someone is gently holding me through the night." And that was all I needed to hear, because sometimes just one well-placed pillow is the only thing standing between a restless night and true healing sleep. This morning, Mom stepped out onto the porch. No hands on the table for balance, no sigh when rising from bed, no little stretches, no rubbing her back like usual. She just walked out gently, one hand pouring tea, the other resting lightly on a towel draped over her shoulder. The breeze was cool, but her eyes looked calm and clear. I stood inside watching quietly, and I wondered how long had it been since I'd seen her start the day. Like that, no furrowed brow, no rubbing her temples, no groggy whisper of "ugh." I tossed and turned all night again. This morning, she didn't say it. She didn't need to. Last night, I did something simple. I folded a soft towel and placed it behind her back. Tucked a small pillow between her knees. Just little things, quiet things. A gentle hug from the room itself. And she slept through the night. No rustling sheets, no heavy sighs in the dark. Just steady, even breathing. Like her whole body had finally settled into place. Like the room itself was cradling her. I sat by the window and thought to myself, it was just one pillow. And yet, it helped hold her whole body steady, just one bit of support. And her morning didn't start with pain tucked into her joints. And I want to tell you this, because maybe tonight, you'll notice someone you love turning in bed, or hear a quiet sigh in the middle of the night. And if that happens, try something quiet. Place a pillow behind their back, a soft cushion beneath their hips, or a small one between their knees. No speeches, no explanations, just let them feel it. Let their body notice first, because sometimes that's all it takes. Who knows, you might be giving them the most valuable gift, not something in a box, not something bought, but a full night of sleep, a peaceful morning, A day that begins not in exhaustion, but in ease. And if you found this story helpful, if it reminded you of someone you love, someone who deserves to sleep well, please consider subscribing to this channel. Each week, I share gentle stories like this about sleep, about the small adjustments we can make, about the little things that turn into something real, especially for the people we love most. Because sometimes rest doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing something simple with love. Just one pillow, one towel, one quiet night, and one peaceful morning.